All right, this is the Chapter 1 review, and what I want you to do is go ahead and copy this information down and then solve the problem, and we will check for understanding. So go ahead and hit pause and solve. All right, it says when Jim calls home from college, he talks 10 minutes per call for 3 calls each week. How many minutes does he use in a 15-week semester? Well, let's look at the first one. And it says he calls home from college. He talks 10 minutes per call for 3 calls each week. So if he's talking, so the question is, how much does he talk in 1 week? And that 1 week, it's going to be 10 minutes per call. So 10 minutes times 3 each week is going to give me 30 minutes is what he talks each week. How many minutes does he use in a 15-week semester? Well, it's 15 weeks, so we're going to have to multiply this number by 15. And we get 0, 15, add a 0 for place value, 0, 1 times 3 is 3. Add this together, 0, 5, 4. So he's going to talk 450 minutes. Okay. Again, if you're uncertain of some of these questions and how we got the correct answer, please make note of that and we'll discuss it in class in the next day or two before you take the test. Letter A and B, it says write each power as the product of the same factor. Go ahead and hit pause and solve these. All right, so since it is product of the same factor, we are talking about 9 times 9 times 9 times 9 times 9 times 9. There are 6 of those. That's what that exponent is telling us, and it is power, or write each power as the product, meaning multiply, of the same factor. It's just writing them out. Done. How about letter B? Would be 7 times 7 times 7 times 7 times 7. Done. Okay, that's all they're asking you to do. It's going to be really important that you know exactly what those directions are asking. This is where some mistakes were made on our quiz. And now for this one, it says write each product in exponent form, and then it says evaluate, meaning solve it. So exponent form, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 is my base. 5 is my exponent because there are 3 5s. Excuse me, I said that completely wrong. It is 3 to the 5th power because there are 5 3's. Okay? Now we've got to multiply. So 3 times 3 is 9. That 3 times 3 is 9. And then we've got another 3 left over. So now we can say 9 times 9 is 81. And 81 times 3 is going to give me 243. So this answer and this answer is what I'm looking for. This is the product in exponential form, and this is evaluating. So now we're going to do this next one. And again, 10 is my base, and there are 4 10s, so that's my exponent. There's my first answer. And then 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. And the shortcut to that is you've got the 1, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. Put your comma in there. 10,000 is my answer to that. Okay, and again, if you're not sure of that shortcut, simply multiply them out. Go ahead and hit pause and solve A and B. Now it says find the square of each number. So the square, again, not square root, the square. So we're squaring it. 4 times 4, 16. Done. Okay. The next one, 15 squared, is 15 times 15. And again, you can always use your calculator to do these, and some of you are not choosing to do that and making some serious mistakes. So please be very, very careful with that. So 15 times 15 is 225. So that's my answer for that. Next one, the square root. The square root is what we're looking for. What number times itself will give me 81? And the answer to that is 9 times 9 will give me 81. So the square root of 81 is 9. Okay. And 441, the square root of that is going to be 21. Okay, and again, you can use your calculators on all of this. Now it says evaluate each expression. Make sure you're using PEMDAS to do this. Go ahead and hit pause and solve. So, parentheses, none. Exponents, none. Multiply or divide, working left to right. So we've got to work left to right to solve these. 48 divided by 6 is going to give me 8, plus 2 times 5 is 10. Therefore, 8 plus 10 is 18. Done. This next problem, parentheses, we got to solve inside of that first. So it's going to be 24 minus 8 divided by 4 is 2. Then we're going to put the exponent of 4 on here. And then the exponent is next. So 24 minus 2 to the 4th power. So 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. And we get, this is 4, that's 4, times that together, and we get 16. And now it's simply taking 24 minus the 16, and you get your answer of 8. Okay. Let's look at the next problem. It says evaluate each expression if A equals 10, B equals 4, and C equals 8. Again, plugging it in, solving using PEMDAS, your orders of operation. So go ahead and solve. So we get A is 10 minus B, which is 4, squared. We've got to solve inside my parentheses first, which is 6 squared. And 6 squared is 6 times 6, 36. Done. Next one is 3b squared, so 3 times 4 squared plus c, which is 8. Exponent first, so 3 times 16 plus 8, and then 3 times my 16, which is 48. Plus the 8, and I end up getting 56. Whoops, my bad. Yes, that's correct. Okay, questions on that? So 56 is my answer. Let's look at the next. It says solve each equation mentally. So go ahead, I'm going to let you solve it mentally. Hit pause. All right, to solve this, we're trying to find 31 minus what gives me 8. So the question is, it's got to be a number that's going, this number is going to be larger. So we can take 31, whoops, wrote that wrong. So again, my question is 31 minus what will give me 8. So some of you, we used inverse operation. Inverse operation is not going to work on this because of the way this is set up. So you're going to have to, so again, you're going to take your 31 minus what gives me 8. It is going to end up being, well, in this case, you could subtract 31 and 8 in this case, and you're going to end up getting your 23. So 31 minus 23, does that equal 8? And yes, it absolutely does. So y equals 23. Okay. Sometimes you can use inverse operation. Subtraction is the one rule that you have to be very, very careful with. And we'll, again, as we further advance ourselves with the algebra, you'll see the reasons why. And positive and negative numbers is where that really will help you. So look at letter B. 20 times what will give me 100? Well, 20 times 5, or you could have possibly taken 100 and divided it by 20 to get G equaling 5. Next one, name the property that is shown by each statement. So go ahead and hit pause, and we will answer these. So go ahead and do that. All right, what you're going to do on this one, this is a commutative property, if you recall, is the different order. Well, these are all in the same order, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, but they are grouped differently. So this is associative property, and an associative property of addition. Okay, and for letter B, this is going to be since 7 plus 0 equals 0 plus 7. Again, this is just a simple order that is flipped around. Some of you might have used identity property. Remember, identity property would have been 7 plus 0 equals 7. So be careful with that. That was kind of a trick question. It is not identity property of addition. This case, it is going to be commutative property of addition as well, because we only messed with the order where we flip these around. Okay, so be careful with those. Do look at your notes for your properties. Using distributive property, write an equivalent expression using this. So equivalent expression, that's all you got to do. Go ahead and hit pause and solve. So to do this, 8 times 2, you're going to rewrite this, 8 times 2 plus 8 times 3, and that is what, and that is all you needed to do for distributive property for this. Same thing here. This 2 could be over on this side or it can be on this side. I don't care how you do it, but it's going to be 2 times A minus, because we are subtracting, the 2 times the 4. And that is it. That is using distributive property. Now go ahead and find the next 3 terms in each of these sequences. So go ahead and do that along with the relationship. All right, we are going from 3 to 9, and 9 to 15, 15 to 21, 21 to 27. So are we multiplying by 3? Are we adding 6? What are we doing? If we add 6 to the 9, that would give me 9, or 3, I said that wrong. 3 plus 6 would give me 9. Does 9 plus 6 give me 15? It does, and plus 6 gives me the next, so we're adding 6. So add 6 more onto 27, and we get our 33. And then we add 6 more, and we get 39. And add 6 more, and we get 45. And that is your answer to that. This next one, 0 to 7, we're adding 7 onto this. And then we add another 7. And then we add another 7, and add another 7 for that. So then we end up getting adding 7 for the first, and then 7 more onto 28 is 35, 7 more is 42, and 7 more is 49. Let's look at the next slide. Again, if you're having questions, please make sure you are writing this information down. Make a function table that shows the number of name tags in 3, 4, 5, and 6 hours. So go ahead and see if you can make a function table for this. Go ahead and hit pause. All right, it says Jamie can make 32 name tags per hour. Make a function table that shows the number of name tags that she can make in 3, 4, 5, and 6 hours. 32 name tags per hour. So my function table, okay, this is going to be X, and it is going to be 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then my function rule is if it's 32 per hour, and these are how many hours, it's going to be 32x is my function rule. Okay, so now it's just a matter of taking this through and saying 32 times 3, which is going to be 96. And then 32 times 4 is going to be, 32 times 4 is 128. And 32 times 5 is going to be 160. And 32 times 6 is going to be 192. All right, so that's your function table that you're going to create for that. Next one, find the mean, median, mode, and the range for that set of data. So go ahead and hit pause and do that. Well, again, the first thing you want to do is put them in order. So 39, 41, 44. We have two 45s. And we have a 51 and a 64. And when we add all of those up for my mean, I get a total of 329. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Divide that by 7. And I get 47 for an answer. So again, you're adding them up, divide by how many numbers you have added, and you will get the mean. The median, my middle number, when I work left to right, working those off from both ends, I get 45 in the middle. And that is it. If I get two numbers, remember I've got to add those two together and divide by 2. Find the average to get that middle number. My mode, the number that occurs most often, looks like my 45 occurs twice, and there are no others that occur that same amount of times. So again, the mode is 45. And my range is taking my largest and subtracting my smallest number. So I get 14 by borrowing from the 6, and I get 5 and 2. So 25 is my range. Again, finding the difference between the largest and the smallest number. Well, that is it for our review. Again, please have any questions, please make note of that, and we will certainly go over those in class in the next day or two before we take our quiz or our test. So good luck to you, and hope this has been helpful. Have a great day.